Well, the crazy thing is, here in Big 2025, it appears that in the competition of competitive racism, a first-degree murderer, alleged first-degree murderer, Carmelo Anthony, has been called into court after caught lying, and the paperwork was already debunked. And his strongest defense for why he shouldn't go to prison for, I think, 17 years was completely dismantled and debunked. Let's see what's going on here. I'll be real, guys. I think murderers should be punished. And guys, I also think that killing someone is far worse than saying the N-word. Completely unrelated cases, but in case you don't know, there was a GoFundMe of a white woman who said the N-word, and then there was a GoFundMe for a fucking murderer, which was just a little bit of white and black competitive racism. How fun is 2025? Woo! Karmelo Anthony kills a high schooler, a twin brother, stabs him to death through the heart, and lets him die in his brother's arms because allegedly Carmelo Anthony was caught stealing and he brought a knife to school and he premeditated doing this. He wasn't in the proper area he was supposed to be in. Some white kid said, hey, you're not supposed to be here. So he responded by stabbing them to death. Yep. Isn't that great? Let's talk about it. Let's see what's going on. Let's see the lies. Let's see the debunking.
One, Jeremy from the quartering, and the Carmelo Anthony updates are coming fast and furiously.
Great.
I already have probably
name of my sex tape. Coming fast and furiously.
Second and third update that I'm going to either try to get out today or they'll be out first thing Monday morning, as there's a new cash grab scam running around the Carmelo fund. But
that's fun.
This is crazy. If you enjoy the Carmelo Anthony cover.
Listen, I understand black people wanting to build black people up. Maybe we draw the line at supporting black people for murderers. Yeah, maybe we stop saying, oh, we love you because you're black, even though you're a fucking murderer. Maybe we, don't do that. Thoughts?
Please do leave a like on the video, and if you haven't yet, subscribe or follow down below. I thought I wouldn't have much to talk about until the trial, which we now know has been delayed until 2026. But Carmelo Anthony was just issued an order to appear in court, and he has to do so on July 18th.
He needs jail, guys. And they need to trial him as a full-blown adult because I believe he's 17. Close enough. He needs to be locked up for a long time. Long time. Premeditated murder. Not a good look. First degree as well. Very brutal. A shooting is one thing. A stabbing, that's fucking next level brutal.
Now, I don't know if this is completely standard or if it's going to be...
He's 18 now. He is being tried as an adult. Great. That's what I thought.
Because of the lie that we exposed yesterday, where his legal team or
as
his
a black man, I agree.
Sure exactly.
I love black
people.
people.
Tell the court that they were too poor to afford legal defense, and they wanted a public defender appointed, even after raising $500,000.
To be fair, though, as a man who has grown up in a white house, an Asian house, a black house, and a Mexican house, I have never felt more unconditional love for me than when I was in a house of black people. It was, oh my God. Dude, Nancy and Junior were the sweetest to me ever. It was unbelievable. Like, they treated me like their own. And the cooking was nuts. Oh my God, the chicken that they were washing in their sink for some reason, and they kept on swearing up and down, you gotta wash your chicken. You gotta wash your chicken. Fire alarm going off. Beep, beep, beep. So stereotypical, it was nuts. And I didn't know it was stereotypical until right now. They had a boxer. That was a little bit different.
$1 and raised.
But then he had this fucking shit-ass little kid, Jamal. Little fucking Jamal. Oh my God, so fucking annoying. Calling me every slur in the book, coming up, punching me in the balls and running away because he knew he was faster. Oh, bro, Jamal was such a piece of shit. But he had an Xbox 360. And then my dad felt bad because honestly, my dad was, let's just be real, my dad was an absent parent. I barely hung around my dad. Let me actually rephrase that. I almost never spent any time with my father, ever. I never really liked my father. We only got on speaking terms probably 5-6 years ago. But my dad at least gave Nancy a fucking fat ass check for taking care of me for all those years. Good times. Anyways, back to Carmelo Anthony.
Raising that goal.
Moral of the story, I love black people.
To the hilariously obscure $1.396725 million. Or
that's insane.
Rounded up $1.4 million.
Yeah, raising $1.4 million for a murderer just because he's black. That is fucking insane, guys. Let's lock the fuck in. What are we doing here?
Pretty interesting stuff. Also, due to the good work that Sarah Fields is doing down in Texas, we have the filed copy of the indictment. Now, the reason this filed copy is important is because there was a lot of misinformation. There were people saying it was a cleat sharpener. There were people saying it was not a knife. There were people saying, and I remember the TikTok videos of people claiming that they 100% had evidence that it was not a knife and that it was crazy and he definitely didn't bring a knife. Well, here we have the first scanned page. There's more to come.
Really?
Hopefully we'll see.
Oh, so it's confirmed.
Obviously, you see Karmelo, Anthony Karmelo Sincere, first degree felony, case number, agency number. That's all like whatever, you know. But here it says, in the name and by the authority of the state of Texas, the grand jury of Collin County, state of Texas, duly organized at the January term AD 2025 of the 219th District Court of the court in the country have said to present that Karmelo Sincere Anthony hereinafter called defendant on or about the second day of April 2025 in the county and say did then and there intentionally and knowingly cause the death of an individual, namely Austin Metcalf, by stabbing him with a knife, a deadly weapon. So there's a lot in that sentence that we need to talk about. First, again, the fact that it said knife.
I think all the money raised for Karmelo Anthony, the 1.6, 1.7-ish million dollars, should go directly to his victims. All of it. I don't think that any of it should be refunded to the people who donated. I think it should go directly to his victims. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Means that all these clowns that were saying, oh, it was a cleat sharpener, it was this, it was that. Blah, blah. No, it was a knife. Second, there is no mention of any kind of self-defense.
That's huge.
Any kind of...
That is absolutely fucking massive.
Nonsense around that. Not even brought up. They continue. Then and there, with intent to cause serious bodily injury to Austin Metcalf, an individual...
Yeah, it was a fucking stab to the heart, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's really going to live that.
Commit an act clearly dangerous to human life on Austin Metcalf by taking him with a knife that caused his passing against the peace and dignity of the
Disgusting.
state.
Disgusting
There is no
behavior.
comment there about
ridiculous.
Where there was any kind of self-defense or anything like that. But what's interesting too is here is the more documents to come once they become available. There seems to be some confusion regarding the track meet policy for Frisco ISD. Attention, Karmelo Anthony defenders. This is also important. Quote, school team tents must be set up in the designated area. See map for details. Each tent space is assigned to a team and may not be shared with other schools.
Yep.
Access to the event area where team tents are located is restricted to meet staff, event volunteers, and athletes with proper credentials.
Yeah, people were trying to say that he was bullied out of his own tent. Nope. He wasn't even supposed to be there. So Austin Metcalf was absolutely on the right when he told the kid to leave. And once again, we don't even know if he said that. That's just being claimed. And if he did said that, he has every right to say that.
I hope
fucking
this helps clear up the
devastating.
confusion and arguments regarding where Karmelo was, quote, supposed to be on that fateful day. Track team members are not to be under the opposing team's tent. In my opinion, we may see this get very, very spicy.
Oh, yeah.
There may be some premeditation here. I have zero evidence of that. None whatsoever.
Well, why else would a kid be bringing a knife to school? Like, no kid should be bringing a fucking knife to school. That's insane.
I'm reporting on things, as they come in and funneling it to you with, I try to be honest and, say what I think is true, what might need more information. Obviously, that will need more information. We'll need the trial for that. Obviously, we know yesterday Karmelo Anthony rejected a plea deal, which I think is crazy. But anyway,
stupid as fuck.
We also see this Arthur Watkins Jr. Coming out. There's no shortage of these like grifters. Founder and inventor of Fill Station Pillow Kiosk, American freedmen litigant, who apparently they used to follow me. Now they don't follow me anymore, but I don't really care because they seem like a loser. Karmelo has counsel. These attacks are misinformation.
Little pot shot.
Censored that Sarahfield.
Very tasteful. Tasteful pot
has
shot.
No legal team. That's a lie. Filing an indigent packet does not mean he's unrepresented. It protects eligibility. His fundraiser never ended. It rolled into a higher goal to meet the rising legal costs. That's normal. We helped secure his right to graduate, and now we're mad that we did. He didn't have any right to graduate, by the way. See the full statement below. Here we have what apparently is some sort of we have a new grifter entering the building.
Oh, fun.
This says, she replied,
Another one.
ask you one more time. Show me exactly where I said the give, send, go ended or
Two
started.
more and you've completed the
Show me where I said
Exodia.
that he has no legal team. Show me the part where I lied. You lied about everything I said, and honestly, it's hysterical.
Yep.
All you do is grift and lie. Show me a screenshot where I said, and I can also confirm that she, in fact, did not say that.
Yep.
Today's
Public statement. The American Free...
And this is the problem, is that there's so many people willing to believe misinformation because it fits their narrative, aka confirmation bias, in this space right now. Because it for some reason, Karmelo Anthony's case has become white people versus black people, and it's not. It should be the fact that it's about a kid who premeditatedly brought a knife to school and stabbed another child in the fucking heart. And that's all it should be about. There should be none of this race wars going on. But the internet is so pathetic to inject their own politics into everything. Now, rather than mourning the loss of an innocent child, we're saying, yeah, but black people have been treated so bad for years. Honestly, the white kid deserved it. What are we doing? What are we doing? Yeah, well, this white chick said the hard R, so Austin Metcalf, he deserved it. What are we doing? Society is regressing more and more every day, and it's becoming a very sad reality to live in.
Friedman Legal Fund, another grifter. Wait till I hope I get to this other woman because it's a bizarre tale. But Karmelo legal situation of public support. First, Karmelo Anthony has legal representation. Filing an indigent package with the court is a standard legal safeguard, preserves eligibility for assistance. It does not contradict private legal retention, especially in a complex or high-cost case. Suggesting otherwise is legally uninformed or intentionally deceptive.
Carmelo's support man racist IRL, not the internet. Yeah, it's honestly both.
It is simply rolled over.
Dude,
into a higher
Carmelo's
goal
lawyer
to the ongoing legal
played
costs.
the black victim
Anthony
card
family has
so
been
hard.
transparent
It
in
was
their use of the
insane.
funds and future needs. No, they
like,
haven't.
literally, even Carmelo's Anthony was like, they're only doing this to us because we're black. Brother, he stabbed a child to death. Like, what are we talking about?
Finally put out a single statement after over a month. And then, by the way, here's another interesting question worth asking, okay? We talked about
this piece of shit.
Question worth asking, okay?
This guy is such a manipulative fucking liar. It's so annoying. Bro, this kid looks fucked up. Side note, I mean, bro looks like a stick of dynamite just blew up in his fucking face. Like, bro actually looks like an evil supervillain. And this guy looks like the one man who's stupid enough to defend the actions of this kid. Well, now he's an adult. This man.
We talked about this. In this fair defense plan for Collin County on pages 4 and 5, it describes eligibility for
Dude is literally a felon and a woman beater. Wait, him or me?
indigency. An application for indigency has been declared truthful under perjury, under penalty of perjury. On note 4, it states that the relative's money cannot be considered. This is very, very odd. But then, this is go back to the indigent package. Now we have this. Karmelo Anthony has received notice to appear for July 18th, 2025. Time 9 a.m. So obviously you can mark your calendar for a big update video on that day.
Fun.
But this is his first appearance. It could be completely
fun.
normal. A lot of people are asking why the bail hasn't been revoked after the first degree charge. Well, here's some.
Yep, absolutely agree.
Stuff. Here's what's probably going to happen. He's probably going to get a plea deal for a lesser charge. Somebody said, man, your head going to spin when they offer a plea deal for manslaughter. It's entirely possible that they'll do that. But as of right now, their own legal team said that they were not doing that. But here's some interesting stuff. Now, remember when I said that the Karmelo Anthony family took a vacation to Louisiana, I believe, even though Karmelo Anthony is supposed to be under house arrest, which would obviously be a major violation of the bail and or an indication that...
I think if Karmelo Anthony gets away with this, I think he's going to do it again. And I don't really think it's safe for the kids at that school or any kids, for that matter, to have that walking around on the streets without proper punishment. There's just no way. If I was a kid and I killed somebody and I got $1.7 million in a GoFundMe, I would just do it again. We're reinforcing a fucking murderous habits. It's disgusting.
That the judge, yet again, gave some sort of special treatment to Karmelo Anthony and the family. So here's the original, Karmelo Anthony's family posted this debunked, moved to New Orleans. There was a rumor that they had moved to New Orleans or that they had fled the state. Here's the update. According to my source in Frisco, emails between myself and the Collin County Court and the court docket itself, there has been no approval from a...
Why are people defending this murderer? Legitimately, it is just because he's black. They made it a race thing again. Like, watch my original video, which hopefully my editor will link down below. Watch my original video of me addressing this trial. His lawyer literally says they only have an issue with Karmelo killing people because the whites are angry at us blacks. Straight up. Like, he makes it a whole, like, feel bad for us because we're black situation. Again, it's insane.
Judge for the Anthony family to leave the state.
Everybody makes it about race. Everybody makes it about sex. Everybody makes it about gender. It's
they are still living in Frisco,
sexuality.
Texas, and Carmelo is
whatever the
on
fuck it's
house
called.
arrest.
Whether you're
I've
gay
also
or
been
straight,
informed
one of those fucking
conditions of his
things.
bond, but I'm reluctant to disclose what I've been told due to
My
privacy
brain's
concerns.
fried by how stupid
I
this
will
shit
simply
is.
say that he is more privileged than we ever could have imagined. Every step of the way, you know, down this path has shown immense privilege to Karmelo Anthony. Here you say this. Also going back to the GoFundMe, I missed this part. Despite filing an indigent packet for raising, after raising Give, Send, Go goal to 1.4 million. So remember, they said they were broke after they raised it. For a legal team, Jacob Wells, the founder of Give, Send, Go, defends the Anthony family by stating, quote, read the Constitution. You know, Phoenix says, Jacob Wells, I'm going to need you to speak up since you called us liars and all that. Where are you at, dude?
Yep.
Jacob Wells says, my suggestion is to read the Constitution. Sorry you have so much hate for freedom. Here's what I'll say. I don't have an issue with Give, Send, Go allowing this guy to raise money on their platform because of the place that they gave Kyle Rittenhouse and maybe some other, more divisive political cases, allowed them to raise money. So you're going to get the bad with the good when you defend free speech. I think if you don't like that Give, Send, Go allowed him to fundraise on there, then I recommend not using it to start your fundraising platforms or to donate money on there.
Sure.
And encourage people who need support to use a different
Sure.
platform that you will donate on. By the way, as an update, money continues to pour in for Karmelo Anthony. It has certainly slowed down.
Jesus.
But this is going to be interesting. There's a new coordinated
Even
grip
still?
going on that I'm going to break down. I need my deep dive people to do a little bit of a deep dive on over the weekend to find out more about who this woman is behind it. But make sure you keep it locked in here. Leave a like in the video. If you haven't yet, subscribe or follow down below. And
That was a great video, great coverage. The Courtney, I was unfamiliar with your game. I think you actually reached out to me on Twitter before. Great coverage. Love hearing that shit. Guys, it's just about bringing criminals to justice. This isn't about race. It's really that simple. What is society going on about? Holy fuck.